All right, we're back. We're back with more DiSco MIMO. Today is sort of a big day for streaming, but it's also, we're getting towards the end of code if you're watching the series on YouTube. So let's put the recap out, but let's also get right onto it because there's not much time left to write the paper. I think where we left off last time is we sort of reworked the config a lot, and that's pretty much done. So now we have Omega Conf and Hydra. We just need to add typing, okay, with Pyright. And I think that's it. We're very, very close to done. In fact, that's probably one of the last clean code things I want to do. Then we can finally revisit data generation, but that's probably another YouTube episode. And then we can write the paper, okay? So let's get right down to it. Let's see where the code is. I also trained the model in the downtime, okay? So let's see, what do we have here? So we have, I did do a few more tweaks, very minor though, nothing to be scared. So then I can do, let me just commit everything. So git add src MIMO train, packaging and training tweaks. Okay. And where are we with training? So we trained the model NCSN v2. I also changed the activation to ALU, not RALU, so it matches the paper even more exactly. Omega Conf is very clean. We only have one source of truth now for these numbers. Looking very, very good, right? Because I was able to do, for example, in downtime, when I trained the model, I just did this, MIMO train, models minus paper, and I even matched the number of training steps and the noise level, the max, which I can just override from the console. It's 27.7 now. So this looks very, very good. So let's go back to our pre-commit config. So now what is typing, right? We've actually never done this before. Now you notice in Python, I like to write my Python functions to have these semicolon types and arrows, like this one, right? So the forward function for the UNet 2D model takes a sample, which is a tensor, a time step, which is a union between blah, 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 and it returns a tensor. That's what this arrow means. Now, if you know a bit of Python, you may wonder what the heck is this guy doing, because this doesn't matter in Python, okay? So this is purely informative right now. I can change the max noise level here to a string, and Python is not going to complain about this if I actually pass in a float. But typing enforces these before any code runs. Okay, so that's the goal. We need to make these useful because now they're sort of like eye candy. You can pretty much make them mandatory if you enforce these typing checks, right? So this is called Python typing support for type hints, which is a relatively new feature in 3.5, I guess, a few years ago, many years ago, but not in Python 2. And this is basically it. Modern Python code should look like this. All the function definitions should be typed. Okay, so you should tell the code what the inputs should be and what the expected output of a function should be. The thing is, this is not enforced, right? So for that, we're gonna have to use a package called basedpyright, which is sort of a fork off of Pyright. And all we need to do is we need to integrate this in our pre-commit, and it's gonna yell, oh, look, you're not passing in the right thing before any code runs, etc., etc. So then we just need to find a basedpyright pre-commit hook. Okay, so first we need to add basedpyright to our dev dependencies with UV, okay? So we do UV add based or to group dev basedpyright. And there we go, that's it. UV takes care of everything, resolving the dependencies and everything. And let's see how the pre-commit looks like, because again, the Py project. Now, again, what I always like to do is I just like to freeze this to a version. I also move some dependencies to core. I move Hydra to core dependencies and Matplotlib and Omega Conf. This is fine. Oh, we can actually cut Hydra from here now. Sorry. Okay, so we can lock again now. Okay. So we can say, let's see, we can add this Py project UV lock, add basedpyright dev dependency. And now we just have to define it as a hook because it doesn't run as a pre-commit hook. Now, once I do this, I'm probably gonna see a ton of errors that we'll have to fix, but it's fine, that's the whole point. Because it's supposed to identify inconsistencies. If I pass the wrong thing, for example, if I accidentally pass a float, it'll just yell before any code runs. And that's the point. Okay, so we have to go back to see. So I just need this pre-commit mirror, I think. Yes. And that's it. All I have to do is I have to go to pre-commit config, repos, and I add a new repo, which is the based. Oh, I just actually indented one more. Okay, there we go. It's not 113. It should be, what is the latest version? 138.3. That's the one we installed, right? 138.3. And I think that's it. Now, if I run this, get ready because it's gonna ruin all the code, possibly. Let's see. UV, run, pre-commit, run all. It's probably gonna install the hook. There we go. So it, let's see, what does it want here? So repo rev. Let me see. How do I use this? Maybe this version is not up to date. Yeah, it's probably a bit behind. So what is the latest tag? Oh no, it is 138.3. So I can't check this help aspect. No, matching was to get UV run pre-commit install. UV run pre-commit run all. No, why can't I get this then? It's because it's not tagged 138.3. Basedpyright pre-commit hook. I know they say they don't recommend pre-commit, but that's fine. I don't want the prec mirror. Oh, wait a second. This is, I know what's happening here. So I'm looking at the wrong repo. Did they deprecate this? Damn it, I think they did. So it's only 113.0 then. Let's try this one. Yeah, okay, so we need to use an older version. Okay, so it's installing basedpyright and it's gonna yell now. Okay, this may take a few minutes. It may actually take a few minutes. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now it's finally running basedpyright. Now, there we go. So we have a ton of type errors. Wow, we actually have a lot of type errors that we have to fix. Type of item is unknown. We actually have a lot of errors now coming. Aha. The problem is that there is some incompatibility with there is some tension between incompatible dependency groups. Woo, which is pretty bad. So let me see what Gemini says. I think there's an easier way to do this, right? I'm using UV for virtual environment management. I would like to set up a local pre-commit hook that uses my local virtual environment. Yeah, that's the problem. Pre-commit prefers to manage its own isolated environments. Yes, this is what we want. So to make pre-commit hook user local, you set the language to system. Okay. If you're already in using UV run in the entry field safety first, this is a traditional way. If you're trying to use standard tools, you don't actually need to use your local environment. No. The problem is I'm trying to use basedpyright and it needs access to my local dependencies, to my project dependencies. So I can just do UV run basedpyright. Okay, this is, yeah, okay, so it's only 33 errors. All right, okay, I get it now. It's only 33 errors. Yeah, type of missing is any, report any. Okay, so these are actually pretty easy errors to deal with. Okay, so yeah, let's use a local hook then, right? Yeah, I think this is better because we just need an entry. Pyright usually handles the whole project at once. Yes. Okay, this is better then. So we have the dependency already, and we're just gonna set up a local repo hook with basedpyright. UV run ensures okay, so entry will be pass file names false, I guess. This is fine. And now if I run UV run pre-commit run all, okay, there we go. Only 33 errors. This is exactly what we wanted. So now we just enter with UV run basedpyright. So actually there's a smart way now, because what if okay, here's a more advanced way. Perfect. Now let's go with option 1. Actually, I want to do something even better now. Here's the other issue. I have two conflicting dependency groups, and I would like to UV run group based pyright twice with each group by also exactly specifying which files should be checked in each group. I'm okay with hard coding this because we want to check the CDL model under this is specific. Yeah, thanks. Since you want to hard code, you will create two separate entries, right? So we need two hooks now. Okay, so we're gonna call this based pyright for torch and UV run group torch and dev my filters is there a way to specify the files for the second group and everything else for the first one by one? This is what I want because I know it's only the CDL thing, right? Here we go. So this is what I need. So what's gonna happen, so we're gonna run two hooks now with two different names. Okay, so there'll be based pyright torch, torch. So it'll run torch and dev. Okay. Language system, pass files and false, exclude specific files. So then we're going to exclude src, MIMO, cdl.py. That's it. We know this is the only file we need to exclude. And then the other one will be based pyright Siona, because we have a conflict here with Siona. And I'm gonna run UV group Siona and the dev, UV run group Siona dev base pyright, and the file will be. I see. This is exclude. It's exactly the same thing then. So it's src MIMO CDL, except it's included, not excluded now. Now if I run UV run pre-commit run all, I should see two hooks. Base pyright torch is running first. Group Siona and torch enabled by default. Oh, why can't I run the Siona hook? Oh, did I mess up the default? Oh, whoops. Sorry. I need to remove torch from... actually, I broke the repo. Okay, so let's do it this way then. Let's just leave the dev, because I don't need to specify it then. This is even cleaner. Okay, so I can lock again. And now I can run. Okay, so now it's running the Siona on a single file. It should. Come on, come on, come on. Takes a while because it has to create the environment, I guess, the first time, which is fine. I would hope this gets reused. Why does the CDL take so long? Okay, there we go. But why does Siona check the train? Oh, okay, this is not good. Wait, almost there. Not quite, right? So if I run... so what's happening here? So if I run all again... Well, I'm seeing the same errors. Argument is blah blah blah. So what if I run manual then? UV run group Siona based pyrite. Well, it's gonna run on all files for sure. Okay, so I get 29 errors, but then if I run group torch... Okay, I think I'm making a mistake when I run pre-commit though. Pre-commit run. Uh-huh. UV lock. Commit. Add local based pyrite hooks. Well, interestingly, this will actually... Aha, okay. So I know what's happening here. Okay, so no files to check for Siona. Why no files to check for Siona? SRC, MIMO, CDL, PY. Oh, because nothing was changed, right? Come on, why am I getting so many? The thing is, why do I... Getting a ton of errors for CDL. Which I definitely should not. Return type is any. So why this doesn't seem to work then? Something is a bit off here. Pass file names false, which is usually necessary for frequent only use the files and exclude keys if the hic. Once base pair usually scans include. To make this work perfectly, in group B's entry, you might want to pass the files explicitly. This is what I need then, so it doesn't scan the whole project. So UV in group A, ensure your pyrite config or py project has the group. Yes, I need to see that there's a missing complement. You need to align your py project where base pyrite looks for settings. Okay. This creates the default behavior for group A. So then I go here. Yeah. Okay, I gotta nuke this sync tool though, because this was not a good choice, I think. Yeah, this is a dud here. Yeah, okay. This is a bit more complicated than I thought. So, for base pyrite, by default, we just need to exclude SRC. MIMO cdl.py, okay. And type checking mode standard, blah blah blah, VMV path, VMV. Let's see if this has any effect. Now we tweak the hooks. Group B, we explicitly pass the file names. This regist should max the exclude list. So UV run group B basedpyright. Yeah, I'm okay with this. So I can say UV run group, it's src MIMO cdl.py. So actually, can I run this? Let's see, group Siona. Not really, right? Oh yeah, I can. Okay, so there's no errors in CDL. So I think what's happening is there's a trick here, because when I run, I think the all is tricking me. UV run pre-commit. I think it's the all that's tricking me. This should pass now because I don't have anything staged, right? Okay, this can be perfected, but I think I saw the 30 errors are the real ones, so that's interesting. Yeah, it sees the exclude list. Ignore the configs include. Won't trigger group B hook unless one of these studies. If you have a lot of files, maintaining two identical lists can be annoying. You could technically use a second config file. No, I don't want two config files. Oh, it's taking so long because it has to switch the environment. Oh, come on. Is it really going to take like... I guess this is why people complain about these things. Yeah, so really the real evil is the fact, man, so all the paper we're going to write is going to have to say a lot about conflicting dependency groups, because this is brutal for... you have to run checks twice. I'm not sure what's happening though here. Is it like stuck? Ah, I guess it is. So what, I can't sync now to group torch? Ah, there's another complication now. I know what's happening. This is good enough, but I have one more use case now. I want to trigger both pre-commit hooks myself during development, ideally on all files. If I just run UV run pre-commit or UV run pre-commit run all, this doesn't seem good because deleting UV run assumes a specific dependency group. How would I even solve this for local development when I want to check both groups? Yeah, something is not good here. I think I also busted up the... may or may not have corrupted the environment, but that's fine. The point of UV is to... we can always delete the environment. Okay, so I can do UV sync group torch again. Well, let's see what Gemini is saying. Yeah, this is the problem. If you run UV run pre-commit, UV creates an environment and then pre-commit runs inside that. The trick is to not use UV run, but let the hooks. The cleanest way is to have UV installed as a tool. This is what I need to do. Yes, so I need to UV tool install pre-commit. So then I can run pre-commit. Pre-commit starts up, it hits hook 1. It executes UV run. Because UV is extremely fast, if you absolutely want to be a dev dependency in your Pi project, you can still run, but you make sure the outer environment doesn't blah, blah, blah. I can't do both. Since you'll be running a shortcut to check types. Using UV's dynamic script runner. If you're using a recent version of UV, then you just type UV run, handles the whole orchestration for you. The problem is my two dependency groups are conflicting, so the joint approach doesn't work, right? Yeah, so they're truly conflicting. So I need to do UV tool install. Yeah, so UV solves this too. So I just do UV tool install pre-commit, which is a completely different beast. And now I can run pre-commit. I just ran pre-commit. I see, and it dispatches the hooks. Why does it take so long though? Yeah, so if you don't want, you can define a composite script. UV run type check all. UV run is smart. When it sees group, it looks as UV blah 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 blah. Quick warning on these. Your ID might get confused because you just pick one interpreter. Nah, red squiggles are fine. Okay, okay, the tool approach works, but now the hook invocation takes very long. I'm on Windows with this hook. So I have this hook. Is it possible it's checking all my files or something? On Windows based Pyright scanning a large dependency like torch. So maybe it really is warming up for torch. I've never seen it take this long though. To speed this up, exactly which directories on the entry command. Update your hook like this. But I also want to exclude the CDL-PY file from scanning in this group, as well as triggering. Oh yeah, so I did, okay, yeah. So we did this, right? Update your pre-config, keep the exclude here as well. So I can just do this then. Yeah, this is all nice and good. The problem is my Pi project, where does it have? Let's see. Yeah, exclude src MIMO CDL. I guess I can also do PyCache VNV. Nah, these should be easy though. I don't care about these. Maybe I need to, I'm not sure what's happening with these guys here. So if I run pre-commit on all now, okay, this still seems to freeze for me now. Why? All right, so we kind of have it nailed. It's pretty basic. It should really exclude it though, like tool-based Pyright, blah, blah, blah. So it will exclude it. It also is going to exclude it from triggering. It'll only scan this one with Siona, group torch. This looks okay. The setup is pretty basic, except something is dragging it, so it takes too long. Since you mentioned it's taking a long time, a significant faster for Pyright config or tool-based Pyright. Without this, searching for interpreters on VMV, set VMV. This prevents you from accidentally trying to index your global Python library. I guess. Give me the section. Searching for environment delay. Could it be this? I don't think so. VNV path. Is there any way to make base Pyright verbose while running the hook to see why it's so slow? Like, what is it doing? The fire hose verbosity. If you want to see the live output, yes, I want to see the live output. So I'm gonna do -v then. Okay. -v. Pre-commit, run all. What happened here? It failed. Interesting. VMV path. Let me take these out then. Wait, so can I just run? Oh shit, sorry. Can I just run this hook then? The V flag doesn't work for basedpyright. It's VNV path, not verbosity. Yeah, this is AI doing a bad job. You're right. And basedpyright is for VNV path. Is it verbose then? Oh no, wait, it didn't pass. Nah, it's probably not verbose, right? I guess it could be, but I still don't know what it's doing. Yeah, this is not good. The stats show that it's taking forever to resolve imports. Oh, remember to run with its own flag? Okay, sure. Let's see. Maybe this. Nah, but it still hides it from me. I can't see any live output with verbose for the pre-commit hook and V for pre-commit. This is not good. This is a classic pre-commit capture standard out. To index store, you're just staring at a blinking cursor to bypass for real-time debugging. To see the live, you should run the entry command. Okay, sure, we can do this then. This is easier. So I can just run myself. UV run group torch basedpyright verbose. Oh, this one. I can run explicitly this one with verbosity on. Oh, no. Actually not. It's even more detailed than this. Here we go. I was running it like this. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. It's searching for some stuff. Simpi, okay. Okay, so it's checking some typing, some PIL stuff. It should be a lot faster though. Come on. Long operation, analyzing. Oh, it's analyzing itself now. Network X. No, it's analyzing network X. I still feel like something is wrong here. Like, do we have some... Okay, so what do we do here then? I still don't know if it's a... So what are my hooks here? Basedpyright pre-commit mirror 113. Basedpyright pre-commit mirror 113. So I don't even do, because I don't have groups. Okay, so we do need all this stuff actually. Maybe this type checking mode. Ah, damn it, hang on. Let me try this one then. So it does need the type checking mode. It's worse than I thought. Deprecate typing aliases. Does seem a bit faster now, but still it's searching across many things. Okay, all right, now it's finally done. Okay, so this is not that bad. Okay, so I do need type checking mode standard, and I do need to specify all these things. Now it's finally looking at my source code, which also takes a long time. But you would hope that it excludes what I told it to exclude. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. We'll leave this running because we don't know what else to do. So we'll be right back. Thanks for sticking around. Oh, it's still fiddling around. Damn, it's searching everything. All right, let's take a quick break. I'll be right back. Thanks.